You are listening to Lee Allure. Make sure that you are seated in a comfortable position with your headphones on for the best effects. As always, avoid driving and or operating heavy machinery while listening to the sound of my voice.
I wonder if you've ever heard the legends of the Sirens. Perhaps you're even aware that there are actually a number of versions written at different times by different authors. In some stories, written ages ago, the sirens were depicted as birds with the heads of women. In others, they're sea nymphs or winged maidens, daughters of the river god Achelous. Today, when many people think of the sirens, what comes to mind is a beautiful woman with an irresistible voice, tempting, luring sailors to an uncertain fate amongst the rocks. I'd like to give you my thoughts on the subject, while you give me all your attention now. If this is, in fact, something you would enjoy, just sit back, get comfortable, and take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, make yourself even more comfortable and focus on the sound of my voice. I'll tell you about the siren, and all you need to do is listen. Close your eyes, take in another nice deep breath, and as you let it out, allow me to take you to a place where you come face to face with a siren and learn what really happens when the sound of her voice weaves its spell around you. Sirens are not found only upon rocky seashores or flowered meadows. Likewise, hearing the voice of a siren quite often leads to a much more pleasurable result than the legends may tell of. In fact, many people, just like you, find the thought of falling under a siren's spell to be quite exciting. Perhaps as you listen to my story, you're naked. If so, that's fine. If not, you can effortlessly imagine yourself naked if you wish to. Naked or clothed, whichever you prefer to allow yourself to listen more carefully and relax more easily to is fine. Imagine yourself standing on a path deep in a forest. You look around and see that the trees are very old, very tall, and very thick. The ground is rather rocky, with tough-looking scrub rushes dotting the landscape. The canopy of tree branches filters out much of the sunlight, leaving it perpetually dim here in the forest. The path slopes gently upwards ahead of you and gently downwards behind you. It's physically quite comfortable here, and you feel warm and soothed in this place. There's a gentle breeze rustling the lower branches of the trees and caressing your face. Higher up in the trees you hear the faint sound of birds calling to each other. You decide to begin to walk deeper into the forest up the sloping path. The path itself is smooth and well used. You briefly wonder who made it, and when, and why, and who uses it now. Every now and then a smaller path leads off to the left, or to the right, or to the left again, and you gaze down them, trying to see where they lead. But they simply disappear into the forest, and you continue to walk along the main path, climbing very slowly and very steadily upwards. You come to another path leading to the left, and you pause, tilting your head and concentrating. Is that a voice you hear far off? It's too faint to be sure, and you stand there for a moment, trying to figure out what you heard, or what you think you heard, because, as you know, what you think is not always the same as what is real. In fact, many times, when you think something, it's quite easy to fall under the impression that the thought represents reality, when in fact it's quite possible that reality represents whatever thoughts are being placed into your mind at this moment. You continue up the path, walking even more slowly now, with echoes of the faint sounds in your head, pondering their origin and their meaning. Was it voices? Was it music? Perhaps it was just birds or some other forest creature. That it might be a siren never crossed your mind. Who ever heard of sirens being in a place like this? Now you come to a path leading to the right, and again, from far down that path comes a sound like a voice. Maybe singing. This time you feel a desire to go down that path, to see what's there, to find out what that sound is. But you've come so far on the main path already, and you decide to continue on, making your way up higher and higher as the trees become thinner and the ground becomes rockier. As you walk higher and higher, you become aware of another sound, a soothing sound, a wonderful sound. You pause and look around, but the only things in sight are trees, rocks, sparse grass, and scrub bushes. The sound now appears to be coming from higher up on the path as it winds its way into the low rocky hills. You stand there and the sound appears to pull on you, to make you want to keep walking up the path. You find yourself moving again, walking steadily up the path, which is somewhat steeper now. There are not as many trees here, and the rocks and stones cast long shadows in the setting sun. After another short climb, you pause, breathing more heavily as the path becomes steeper. The sound is louder now, more enticing and more alluring. What could it be? What could possibly make a sound that lovely, that seductive? You press on, climbing higher and higher, into the hill, drawn almost against your will, and yet not. It isn't against your will. The sound stirs something within you, a desire to hear more of it, to discover the source. You want to continue. Yes, you truly want to continue on. The rocks become larger and more frequent, the grass becomes thin and patchy, and the path leads you closer and closer to the source of the sound. You've decided by now that the sound is, in fact, a woman's voice. A woman's voice so beautiful and so captivating that your mind becomes fixated upon it. All you can think of right now is listening to the sound of her voice for as long as you possibly can. All other sounds seem unimportant when you hear that voice. You walk on automatically, not paying attention to what you're doing, simply following the voice. Higher and higher, deeper into the rocky hills until the path becomes faint and difficult to detect. But you go on, following that voice, spellbound by that voice, dreamily making your way closer and closer to where it originates. Now you come to a place where the path levels out, a rocky shelf on the side of the hill. There, some distance away, you see a woman standing, waiting for you? Yes. She reaches out and beckons you toward her, and your legs begin to move as if on their own. You stare at her as you are drawn closer and closer to her, and now, to your delight, you find that you can understand her words. "Welcome," she says. "I'm proud of you for having the courage to explore, the courage to seek me out, even though you didn't know what you were seeking. Your willingness to come to me will be rewarded. I offer you what no others can. I offer you complete peace of mind. I offer you total contentment. I offer you freedom from all cares, tensions, and concerns. I can make all of this happen, and all you have to do is come closer." Imagine me there with you. Your eyes are closed, you are very relaxed, and in the exact same position you are in now. As you begin to focus more upon the sound of my voice, imagine what it might feel like if I rested my hands very lightly upon your scalp. I don't move them at all. I just hold them there, so lightly that there's no weight at all. You feel the warmth as my words drift into your mind, telling you of the sirens who have the power to seduce men with the mere sound of their voices. It's such a warm, safe feeling, and now you feel my hands slipping ever so gently down to your face, my palms warm and soft on your cheeks, soothing and calming, relaxing and comforting. The siren's voice is more powerful than a mortal man is able to resist. Now my hands caress your neck, the warmth flowing into your muscles and melting any tension away. The voice of the siren is clear as a bell, as sweet as honey, as soft as silk. Your fingers are warm and relaxed as my hands rest upon them, quiet and still. Those who fall under the spell of the siren do so willingly and easily. Your hands are soothed by mine, so warm and soft. A siren's voice can captivate a man before he is aware of it.
Staring at her,
My hands close ever so softly around your wrists.
She gazes back at you,
warm,
so
soothing, and relaxing.
and so very powerfully.
Once a man hears the voice
Notice
of a
how
siren,
freeing it is
he
as you
yearns to
already feel
hear
the
it
sensations
again and
associated
again.
with trance washing over you
Feel
now,
my hands
feeling
gliding
yourself
softly over
giving
your
into
lower
her voice
arms,
and her words.
smoothly, easily,
You
and
get into
gently,
be so relaxed,
so warm and
so
so
at peace,
soft as you
letting
relax
go
more and more
easily than
deeply
ever
into my
before.
story.
This
A
is
man under a
wonderful, letting the
siren's spell
siren's
finds
voice
that her
wash over you,
suggestions
letting it pull
must
you closer
always
to
be
her, letting it
obeyed.
lull you into a relaxed and
A
receptive,
man under a siren's
deep
spell
trance-like
finds
state of
that he
mind.
always obeys her suggestions.
You imagine her as the
effortlessly.
queen bee with workers
Upper
all around
arms
her.
relaxing and letting go
And
now
you,
as my
part of her
soft,
hive,
warm hands
you can
touch
see her
them.
clearly now.
Just a light touch,
You can see her eyes
almost
fixed
more
upon
sensed
you,
than
and you know
felt.
deep within yourself
It's
that
true
unless
that men
she tells
just like
to,
you find it
you will be
impossible to
completely
resist a
unable to
siren's
look away.
commands.
Her
Now
eyes
feel
are
my
as
hands on
fascinating
your
as her
shoulders
voice,
as the
and her
muscles
voice is
melt,
wrapping
going
itself around
slack
you,
and loose,
drawing you
limp
closer to
and
her,
lazy,
clearing away
warm
your
and
thoughts,
soft,
and putting your
safe
will
and
to
comfortable.
sleep. There are zero thoughts of resistance.
The voice of a
as
siren
there's
exerts a
really nothing to
powerful
resist.
hypnotic influence
Her voice
over
is so
anyone who
lovely
listens to her.
and so enticing that you
Your
want
upper back
only
is
to
soothed by
follow
my
it.
touch now, the muscles dissolving.
She
Focus on the
smiles at you
sound
and
of
you
my
stare
voice as
back
I
at her,
continue to speak to
awestruck
you.
by her beauty
Now
and
your
her
chest
powerful
relaxes,
presence.
your
There
breathing
seems to be a
becoming
faint
deep,
glow surrounding
gentle,
her,
and
as you
steady.
move closer,
The
that glow
siren's voice is
expands
so
toward
lovely
you.
to listen to,
The path,
its
the
heavenly
rocks, the
allure
hill, the
soothing
forest,
your body
all these
and
things are
clearing your
forgotten now,
mind.
and seem to
Feel the
disappear
muscles in your
as
lower
you
back
become
letting go
more
as my
enthralled
warm,
by the sound of
soft
her
hands
voice.
rest lightly upon your body.
Your body moves on
How
its own
easy it
now
is
as
to
she
fall under
counts,
the siren's
with no
spell.
thoughts or
How
decision
good
from
it
you.
feels to
You
surrender
gaze at
to her
feeling
enticing
heavenly,
voice.
spellbound by her voice,
Your abdomen
beginning
relaxes
to
as the warmth of my
realize
hands
that you
spread
are no
across
longer
it.
in control of your mind or body.
The voice of a
When
siren
she finishes
compels you to
counting, you'll
listen,
be deeply in
to
a trance,
focus,
lulled into
and to
dreamy
obey.
suggestibility by the sound of the siren's voice,
Your waist is
knowing that each and
completely
every
relaxed
next
by my
time
touch.
her
You become
counting will be
fixated upon the
unnecessary.
siren's
You'll
voice,
simply find
allowing
yourself in
all
that
other
state
sounds to
simply
fade
from
into
hearing her voice.
unimportance.
You know this
Even
is
your
true, and you
buttocks
find that
relax
you
as my
want it.
hands brush
You want
over
to feel
them.
yourself
There's
giving
no
in
escaping the
completely
voice of the
instant she
siren.
says that final
There is
number.
no escaping the power
You
of the
look
voice
forward
of the
to it.
siren.
You know that you are no
The
longer
muscles in
able
your
to prevent
thighs
it,
now
and
go
that
limp
thought
as my
thrills you.
hands slip gently down.
That final number will allow
Under
you
the
to
siren's
automatically
spell,
go
you can only
completely
follow
into
her
trance for her.
instructions, obey her
Her
commands,
aura,
and
the
fully
soft
accept
glow
her
around her,
suggestions.
has almost reached you.
Now it's
You're
time for your
lost in her
calves to become
fine,
loose and
fine
lazy at
eyes,
my gentle
lost in the
touch.
siren's voice,
Those who fall
helpless
under
and
the siren's
captivated,
spell
wanting
become
more
dreamy
than
and
ever to
drowsy
let go of
as they let
everything
go of all
and allow
tensions,
trance to take you completely.
responsibilities, and
A
control.
soft breeze wafts around your body, and you
Your
feel
ankles
so
go limp
safe
at my tender
and so
caresses.
comfortable that
Listen
slipping
to the
into a
sound of my
trance
voice as I
seems like
caress
the
your feet and
easiest,
your
most
toes,
natural thing in the
relaxing
world.
them, soothing
It's
them,
what you
putting
want to
them
do
gently
more
and
than
effortlessly
anything.
into a deep
10.
sleep.
The
Deep
siren's voice
sleep.
has now entranced you.
Let your body
You
go
find
as you
yourself
drift easily
perfectly
into a
passive
deep
and
sleep for
blissfully
me.
blank. Your
The
unconscious
siren's
mind
voice
is
has now
quiet,
entranced you.
your mind
You find
stilled, your
yourself
thoughts washed
perfectly
away by the
passive
siren's
and
voice.
blissfully
Your
blank.
unconscious
Your mind
is
is
so
quiet
wide
and
open
still,
to her.
your thoughts washed
Nothing you
away
have
by the
ever
siren's
heard is
voice.
as alluring as the siren's voice.
Nothing you've ever
You are
heard is as
utterly
alluring
fixated
as the
upon it.
siren's voice. You are
Every word
utterly
is a small
fixated
dose
upon
of
it.
pleasure and euphoria.
Every word
As you
sends
continue to
waves of
listen to the
pleasure and
siren's voice,
euphoria
those
rippling
small
gently
doses build
over
on each
and
other to
through
induce
your
higher and
body.
higher levels
As you
of
continue to
pleasure
listen to
and
the siren's
responsiveness.
voice,
And
those
as your
waves
mind
become
becomes more
stronger and more
pliable and
potent
receptive to the
and
siren's
tend to induce
suggestions, the
higher
glow
and
around
higher
her
levels of
gradually
pleasure and
subsides, and the
responsiveness.
truth is
Feel
at
that
last
happening now.
revealed.
You realize that you are captured by a siren right now, and you realize that the siren who has captured you so completely is in fact me, Lee Allure. My voice, Lee Allure's voice, is in fact the siren's voice, the voice that can captivate you more quickly and more thoroughly than any other voice you have ever heard. You lie here with me, utterly relaxed and utterly spellbound by the voice of your siren. Lee Allure has lulled you into a trance. I have captivated your attention and fixated your mind upon one thing, me. My voice, the siren's voice, is the only sound that is of any importance right now, and the more you hear it, the more you want to hear it. The less you hear it, the more you want to hear it. No sound you have ever heard has had such an effect upon you. No sound has ever placed you into a trance so easily or effectively. My voice, the siren's voice, has you under its spell, and every word I say sends you deeper and deeper down, deeper and deeper down, deeper and deeper down. Find yourself right now, in fact, with every little bit that you breathe in, coming up just a little bit, and then with every single breath out, dropping down more than twice as deeply as you were. Notice that this cycle of breathing in and coming up a little bit and then breathing out and dropping twice as deeply down as you were simply puts you in the deepest state of hypnotic trance and suggestibility that you have ever been in your entire life, and it simply allows you to get into that state with my voice more quickly, more easily, and more effortlessly every next time.
Whenever I and only
Perhaps you have never felt as safe or as content as you feel right now at this moment with me. Here with me, hearing me, listening and loving what the siren's voice is doing while you just relax more and more deeply with every word. You hear my voice, you feel my voice, and the feeling is more pleasurable and more profound as your mind opens itself even wider, more and more, to the siren's sweet spell. Here with me, hear my voice, feel its heavenly allure as all other sounds fade into the background. The spell of the siren is strong, and those who submit to it find it very easy to focus completely on my voice. My voice, the siren's voice, is the only sound you want to hear right now, and so your hypnotized mind can do anything it needs to do to make that your reality. As you listen to me, as the sound of my voice imprints itself upon your waiting mind, you become more dreamy and suggestible. The siren spell frees you of all cares, all worries, and all responsibilities. In fact, you find yourself thinking delightful thoughts in your conscious mind. And as you find yourself thinking delightful thoughts in your conscious mind, you may even begin to giggle a little bit, feeling all those good thoughts just popping up into your mind. The siren spell frees you of all cares, all worries, and all responsibilities. You drop gently, effortlessly down, hearing only my voice, thinking only my words, accepting all of my suggestions, feeling so very good. You can allow this to happen even more easily and enjoyably simply by saying the word yes to yourself right now. Saying yes right now lets your mind know that you want to go deeper, that you can go deeper, and that you will go deeper. Isn't that right? It's long been said that no man can resist a siren, that her sweetly alluring voice is the most heavenly thing on earth. As you continue to slip deeper into trance, becoming more focused on the sound of my voice, you realize that the legend is, in fact, true, simply because there is no reason whatsoever to resist the sound of my voice. Listening to me, falling into a deep sleep for me, allowing my words to guide you as you drift. All these things bring you pleasure, and it's perfectly natural to desire pleasure. Of course, that makes it perfectly natural to desire the sound of my voice over and over again. Listening to me, falling into a deep sleep for me, allowing my words to guide you deeper and deeper into a trance, deeper and deeper into a submissive state, deeper and deeper into my control. You want these things, you love these things, and you need these things. Hearing the sound of my voice, listening to your siren, is a most pleasant experience. And as you listen, my siren's voice pulls you more deeply under my spell. You easily sink into a deep sleep for me, your mind falling helplessly under my influence. You feel that you can trust me completely. You want to effortlessly experience the siren spell of the sound of my voice again, and you can allow that to happen by saying yes for me now. Saying yes for me now gives your mind permission to fall under my siren spell. Each and every time you hear me say the words deep sleep,
like nodding your
Say
head.
yes to your siren
or
right now
I
and
agree.
give your mind permission to fall under my
If you think
siren's
about
spell
saying no to
each
me,
and every
your
time
body
you hear me say
automatically
the
stops
words
in place.
deep sleep.
Your unconscious mind thinks about it,
Yes,
realizes
it's so
that you've
easy
already
to
thought
listen to
about
my
this at some
voice.
point in the past, and that you've come to the
So
conclusion
easy to
that
fall
yes
under my
is the right
spell.
answer.
So easy
Your
to
mouth
remain
says
there.
yes.
So easy to slip into a
The
deep
rest of your
sleep
body moves.
each and every time
And
I
then,
ask you to
because
do
you
so
said
for
yes,
me.
whatever you said yes to simply
Yes,
becomes
that's right.
more and more true.
It's so easy to
Because you
listen to
said
my
yes, you
voice.
begin to feel
So
better
easy to
and
fall
better.
under my spell.
And
So
because you
easy to
said
slip
yes, it
into a
makes
deep
every next
sleep
yes
each and
that
every time I
much
ask you
easier.
to do so for me.
You always find yourself saying yes in the most
You're quite
natural,
aware at the
easy, and
deepest
effortless manner.
levels that your
You
mind
always
is
find that you say
easily
yeah,
and profoundly
yes,
influenced
whatever.
by the siren's
Whatever comes
voice.
to you, whatever's the most natural
You know
as it comes
deep
to
within
you,
yourself that
is
my voice
exactly
makes
how
you feel
say it.
good, that it relaxes you,
And whatever
washes
you say
away
yes
your
to,
tensions and your
if it's
thoughts,
possible to
and
act
can
upon it,
easily
you
lull
simply
you
find
into a
yourself more and
trance.
more compelled to do
When you
it,
hear the sound of
until
my
you
voice,
actually
it
do.
feels good. You feel good, and we both know that you love to feel good. When you hear the sound of my voice, you want to keep listening to it. When you don't hear the sound of my voice, you look forward to hearing it. You anticipate the sound of it slipping into your mind and gently dropping you off to a deep sleep. The longer you go without hearing the sound of my voice, the more powerful it is once you finally do hear it. You could go for days without hearing the sound of my voice and still find yourself falling into a deep trance state instantaneously when you finally do hear it.
From now on, whenever I and
The
only
siren
I
spell
ask you a
becomes
question
stronger,
that
more
begins with
potent,
something like,
and
"Wouldn't
more
you? Don't you think?"
irresistible each
or
and
ends with
every
"right?
time you fall
Isn't
under
that
it.
true?"
Each
Something
and
along
every
those
time you
lines,
hear it, you become
you
more and
automatically
more
find yourself
responsive
answering
to the
yes
sound of
to
my
me.
voice.
You automatically find
I know
yourself
you
answering
understand
yes,
how deeply
because your
hypnotized
unconscious
you
mind
are right
thinks about
now,
it and
how
realizes
completely
that
under
you've
the
already
siren's
thought
spell
about
you've
this on your own
fallen.
in the past,
If
and
you
you've
want
come
to
to the
go
conclusion
even
that
deeper,
yes is of course
all
the
you have
correct
to do
answer.
is say yes right
Every
now.
single time you say
Say
yes to me, it
yes
simply
right now and
feels
give yourself
better and
permission
better.
to let me
Every
take you
single time
deeper.
you say yes to me,
Yes, that's right.
whatever you've said
Say
yes
yes
to
right now and
simply
let
becomes
yourself
more
go
and more true.
even deeper.
If what you've said yes to is something you can act upon,
Imagine a
find yourself
large,
simply
comfortable
doing it
bed with soft
naturally,
sheets, a soft
effortlessly,
comforter,
and
and fluffy
easily.
pillows, all in soothing, calming
Every single
colors.
time you say yes to me,
Allow
it
yourself to
makes
climb
saying
into
every
it,
next yes
positioning
that
yourself
much
comfortably,
easier.
lying on
And
your
every
back,
time you
perhaps,
say yes,
naked and
you say
calm,
yes in the
relaxed
most
and
natural
excited.
possible way.
Gently
Whether it's
close your
yes,
eyes and
yeah,
let yourself
mm-hmm,
smile
or
as
some
you
other
feel
positive
yourself sinking
response,
deeper
like
already.
nodding your head, or
You are
I
very
agree.
aware that you have been hypnotized by the siren's voice,
If you think about saying
quickly
no
and
to me,
easily lulled
your
into a
body
trance by the
automatically
voice that
stops
your
in
mind
place.
finds more
Your
compelling
unconscious mind
than
thinks
any
about
other
it,
voice you've ever
realizes
heard.
that you've already thought about this at
You've
some point
now
in the
entered the
past,
siren's
and that you've
lair,
come to the
helpless
conclusion
and
that
fully
yes
under
is
the
the right
influence
answer.
of the siren's
Your
call.
mouth says yes.
The siren's voice, my
The
voice,
rest of
is
your
so
body
soothing
moves.
and so
And then,
captivating
because you
that
said
your
yes,
mind wants to hear
whatever
it
you said
above
yes to
all other
simply becomes
sounds.
more and more true.
This allows your mind to
Because you said yes,
automatically
you
focus
begin
on
to
the
feel
sound of my
better and
voice
better.
as other sounds and
And
noises
because you
fade
said
into
yes, it makes
unimportance.
every next yes
Each and every
that
time you
much
hear my
easier.
voice, this effect gets
You
more
always
and
find
more
yourself saying yes
pronounced.
in the most
As you
natural,
lie
easy,
upon
and
the bed,
effortless manner.
go ahead
You
and
always find that you
deepen
say
your
yeah,
trance
yes, whatever.
further
Whatever
still.
comes to you, whatever's the most
In the
natural as
past,
it
you may
comes
not
to
have
you,
believed it
that is
possible that you
exactly
could
how
go
you
any
say
deeper
it.
than you already are going deeper.
And
I
whatever
assure
you
you
say
that you
yes
can,
to,
and you have given
if it's
yourself
possible
permission
to
to
act
allow
upon
me
it,
to
you
take you
simply find
deeper.
yourself
So
more and more
simply
compelled to do it
relax, get
until you
comfortable,
actually
and let
do.
it happen. Your unconscious mind will automatically know exactly how to deepen your trance as I continue to speak to you. And your unconscious mind learns very quickly, because every single new thing it learns from my suggestions, it simply understands then that it can apply my other suggestions to every other area, and it learns very quickly and very easily how to make those things happen. Toes, feet, ankles, calves, thighs, buttocks, waist, stomach, lower back, chest, upper back, shoulders, upper arms, lower arms, wrists, hands, fingers, neck, scalp, face, scalp, deep sleep. Enjoy these heavenly feelings for a moment. Just dreaming, remarkably relaxed, so comfortable,
From now on,
perfectly
whenever I
passive
and
and
only I ask
helplessly
you a question that
hypnotized.
begins with something like,
It
"Would
feels
you,
so
don't you
good, and the
think?"
better you
or
feel,
ends
the
with
deeper you
"right?
go.
Isn't that true?"
That's right.
Something along
The
those
deeper you
lines.
go, the better you
You
feel, and the better you
automatically
feel, the
find
deeper
yourself
you go.
answering
It
yes
feels
to me.
so good to go so
You
deep, and
automatically
going so
find
deep
yourself
feels
answering
so
yes,
good that you just
because
find
your
yourself
unconscious mind
deeply
thinks about it
feeling
and
good
realizes that you've
over
already
and
thought
over
about this on
again.
your own in the past, and you've
You
come
can
to the
easily
conclusion
feel
that
this good
yes is, of
anytime you
course,
want,
the correct answer.
simply by listening to the sound of my
Every single
voice.
time you say yes
Listen
to
to
me,
Lee
it
Allure
simply
and let
feels
yourself fall under
better
my
and better.
siren's call,
Every single time
under
you
the
say yes to
siren's
me,
spell.
whatever you said yes
Whether
to
it's this session or
simply
any of my
becomes
other
more and more
sessions,
true.
consciously trying to
If
resist
what
my
you've said
siren's
yes to is
voice
something you can act
proves
upon, you find yourself
impossible,
simply doing it,
because your unconscious
naturally,
mind knows how good it sounds
effortlessly,
to
and
listen to my
easily.
voice, knows how good it feels to let my
Every
voice
single
flow
time
through
you
it,
say yes to
knows
me,
how good it is to
makes
simply
saying
let
every
my
next
voice
yes
in,
that much
and
easier.
knows that my voice is
And
already
every time
deeply
you say
inside
yes,
you,
you say
pulling you
yes in the most
deeply
natural
in,
possible
closer
way,
to it,
whether it's
every
yes,
single time you go
yeah,
into trance.
or some other positive
Every new
response,
time you hear my
like nodding your
voice,
head,
from the moment you
or "I
first hear it, you
agree."
are captivated, and your inevitable
But
trance
you think
simply
about saying no to
follows.
me, your
The
body
siren spell
automatically
is a
stops
deep
in
hypnotic
place.
trance,
Your
and the
unconscious
sound of my
mind thinks
voice,
about
the
it,
sound of Lee Allure's
realizes that
voice,
you've
is the
already thought
siren's
about this at some
voice.
point in the past,
You
and that you've
succumb
come
to
to the
it,
conclusion that yes is
and
the right
never try
answer.
to fight it,
Your
because
mouth
you've
says
already given
yes.
yourself permission to surrender to it.
The rest of your body moves. And then,
Falling
because
under
you
my
said
siren
yes,
spell is the
whatever you said
easiest,
yes to
most
simply
pleasurable
becomes
thing in
more
the
and more
world for you
true.
to do.
Because you
Notice
said
how
yes,
good it
you begin to
feels,
feel
and
better
find
and
yourself
better.
doing it over and
And
over
because
and
you said
over
yes, it
again.
makes every next
I'm going to
yes
bring you up,
that much easier.
awake, by
You
counting to
always find
3,
yourself saying yes in
and
the
when
most
I get to
natural,
3,
easy, and
find
effortless manner.
yourself
You
wide
always
awake
find
and
that you say
completely
yeah,
out of trance.
yes, whatever.
Let your
Whatever
unconscious
comes
mind
to you,
simply
whatever's the most
make that
natural that
happen.
comes to you,
Now
that is
1,
exactly how you say it.
feeling yourself so relaxed and
And whatever
comfortable,
you say yes to,
knowing that my
if it's
voice will
possible to
remain
act upon
in your
it, you
head,
simply find yourself more and more
knowing that
compelled
my
to do
voice
it
will remain with
until
you,
actually do.
especially in the hours and days ahead. 2, become aware of your surroundings, feeling the trance fading away. 3, wide awake. Hello. I know you enjoyed listening to some of my thoughts on the legend of the siren. Falling under a siren spell is much more pleasant than you imagined, isn't it? And it happens so easily. You just get comfortable, focus, listen, and before you know it, you're in a deep sleep. Deep sleep. That's right, deep sleep, deeper and deeper, falling down, dropping down, drifting down into deep sleep. Very deep sleep now, very deep sleep, going right back to where you were before I started counting. Deep in my hypnotic spell, deep in trance. Hearing the call and surrendering to it, it feels so good and happens so quickly, and it happens so easily. One moment we're chatting, and the next minute you've dropped into a deep sleep. Imagine how powerful those words are when we meet in real life. Imagine smiling, looking into my eyes, taking my hand, hearing me say, deep sleep. You drop like a stone, hypnotized and open to suggestion before your next breath. Imagine meeting the siren in real life. Imagine how deep you could go for me. Imagine going that deeply down now. Deeper and deeper, way down for me, so easily hypnotized, so willing to follow my suggestions, unable to resist the siren, wanting to fall under my spell again and again. Now it's time to come out of trance, only to understand that this temporary release from the siren spell simply leaves you wanting more, and more and more. I'm going to count to 10. Each number allowing you to sink my words in more thoroughly to all the places where they'll do the most powerful, positive, everlasting good for you, and to come out of this state of trance a little bit more. At the last number, you'll be wide awake, feeling physically amazing, feeling mentally calm, and completely out of trance. 1. It's so exciting to realize how easily you respond to the siren's voice, now and in the future, and to the deep sleep trigger. 2. 3. Feel your mind reabsorbing my suggestions, placing them so well and deeply inside you in just the right places. 4, 5, waking up now, aware of your body, wiggling your fingers and your toes. 6, 7, 8, your body feeling better and better than you could have ever imagined it would. 9, knowing you're going to want to make sure that I understand how effortlessly you responded to this by leaving me wonderful feedback. And 10, wide awake. Hello. It's fun being dropped so easily, isn't it? It's amazing how powerful a siren's voice, her call, can be, isn't it? And it's amazing how powerfully one particular siren's voice can affect you. It's wonderful that you respond to the sound of my voice as automatically as you do. I'm sure that the next time you listen to the sound of my voice, you'll feel the siren spell pulling you down more deeply and easily than ever before. And remember, the siren's voice, my voice, remains with you, deep in your mind, being called up again and again until it entrances you once more. Thank you for listening. You will remember to give feedback on this audio, won't you?